Good morning from the Rottie Ranch. We are finishing up the Grow Out Coop. We've got some littles in there right now. I wanted to show you some things about this particular coop. We got it from Tractor Supply. I'm not going to complain too much about it because we did get it at 50% off. But if we were going to buy it again, these are some things that I would definitely do differently going into it next time. So if you're thinking about buying this coop, please pay attention. So still in the process, but we're getting it winterized. I'm using greenhouse panels on it. And just because our winds are so terrible, using plastic up here, it will probably just get shredded. I've got the top open for ventilation. So all in all, this is going to fulfill the need that we're going to need for our grow outs. But there are a lot of spaces in this. Let me show you some of them. And if we were going to do this over again, maybe not. Look around the door. And as we were building this, even though we had it level, both the rear door and the front door don't close right. So that's something to kind of take into consideration. This lock, there we go. This lock, I absolutely hate. Right now, if you pulled hard enough on this door, it would probably unlatch. So we've got a carabiner right here, which you have to actually turn to open it. But I actually locked myself in it this past weekend. All right, so back to the spaces, and then I'll show you the inside. So this area right here, all of these are bent. This is already starting to rust. There's a huge gap in here. Now the door that you go to pull open on the nesting box, also huge gaps in here. So this is the inside, and I've got two of the bars actually taken out right now. You can see where they're attached here on either side of the window, and you can see all the daylight that's coming in. And we had a really windy day, and the first night that they were in here, it was pretty chilly for them. They huddled up, they did great. Here's the other two connectors here for the bars that go across. There's a smaller bar here, and what I ended up doing, because I didn't want to get into the issues of bumblefoot, and with winter here, we are on top of the mountain. So with the winter here, I wanted them to be able to perch on here and have their bodies cover their feet, so we wouldn't have to worry about the frostbite. So these are 1x6 PVC boards. They're black, which, you know, goes with the whole decor. And I ended up taking 1x6 LVP planks, putting them around the outside here, just to kind of make it a little more, hello my dear, just to make it a little more waterproof as far as the bedding goes. I've got 6 inches of hemp bedding here. Now underneath here, that's where the actual door is, and I'll show you when I go into the other part of the coop. I ended up blocking this off, cutting another hole in and putting in the automatic door, and then just building ramps. And I ended up doing this because if you have any kind of sand or litter in here, you can't open the door or put in an automatic door without it getting clogged up. So I ended up changing that. Got security cameras up here, and I'm still in the process of tacking up the wires. This is a solar light here that we're putting in that is on a timer. It was kind of hard to find ones that were on a timer, so. All right, so we've got our solar lights here. I do have more for the sides here that were up. I took them down to put up the greenhouse panels, but I'm going to end up having to put them back up because of the bear incident that we had. So here you can see, like, there's a gap here in between the run and the little coop, which is fine. It helps get some air in. These panels do a fantastic job of keeping the run nice and warm. They're working so well that I bought a ton of panels for the other 2 main coops to start putting those on this week. I used a 1x6 PVC board around the outside. This helps keep all of the sand inside. Metal zip ties, I love them because the door doesn't close right and it's hard to close. I use this to be able to pull it open. So this up here is where it sticks. Hi, littles. Oh, looks like you guys have been on the swing and it's a little crooked. Hey. All right, so what we did in here, say hello, my littles. These are 7 various breeds that are going into the rainbow coop, and the rest are Chimanis that I hatched out. We've got some branches here for them to play on. I did some ambient lighting all around that comes on at dusk. These 3 lights here come on just a little bit earlier than dusk. We actually ended up building this coop on the hardware cloth. I don't like doing hardware cloth on the ground. It's not my favorite thing. So we ended up just building it on it. So again, here's their automatic door, and ended up building around. You got their food here. Hi, littles. And then I ended up just taking, I originally cut the hole in the original door there, and then decided that's just not going to work with what I want to put on the inside. And then we're going to have all kinds of sand in here. We just got to get it put in. So I ended up using another piece of plywood and just painted it, and then just built a ramp over it. Say hi, littles. But they're enjoying it. They've got a lot more space than they had in the brooder. And this, all in all, this is going to work out well for us. So all in all, this is going to work out pretty good for our needs, but it's got a lot of spaces that I've got to deal with. And since it's a grow out coop, one of my main concerns is keeping everything nice and dry for them too. So we're going to be making some more modifications. But all in all, you decide if it's something that you're going to be looking at. The insulation panels that are on it are going to work out fabulously this winter. So thanks for stopping by the Rottie Ranch, and I'll talk to you soon.